published in the Journal of English Language and Literature, September 2021. And this song, it was written and pictured, I think, 10 years back. And it has got a very huge view, and you can just see that the lines which are there, the poem actually, because later it was converted to song. It has, like yesterday we were discussing, that has got a revolutionary impact on women's life, and that has led to like women empowerment and many things. So you can see here that the author's aim is to analyze the figurative languages used in the raw song. This is again a type of coding which is used, that is the literary coding, which we did not discuss yesterday. There is a type of literary coding, and we have we shared the book with them? Saldana coding manual, that is shared with you people. The whole book, 329 pages book, is about the coding process. And I would recommend that, it is not, this coding and this whole analysis is not something which can be taught in a day or two, or maybe in a 5-day workshop also, because we discussed that it involves your thinking process. And the most important is how to make your thinking process very active role of your thinking process. So you can see here that the objective was to find out these were the two objectives. The objective was to find out the figurative languages used in the raw song by Katy Perry, and to find out the meaning of figurative languages used in the raw song, and to find out the moral value message by the song lyrics, right? This was the objective. Now coming down, you can see here, and so they did a review of literature, that what is a figurative language, and they are writing a figurative language is a language that has got a figurative meaning, or language using in figures of speech. It cannot be taken literally, or it should not be taken literally only. And then coming down, I will just show, if you like, I don't know, at our time, maybe we did not read all these figurative languages, but these days, if you see the textbook of, 9th and 10th class book, that is the grammar books. Like my daughter is in 9th, and she reads all these, like what is a simile, what is a metaphor, and what is a, like this irony, what is a personification. So these are the language words, and this is like again a type of figurative language which they read in grammar. So and this is from a literature. You have seen that this is from a literature side. So that's why they have used all these hyperbole, metonymy. These words may be not, we are not very familiar with these words, but yes, these students like 9th, 10th students now, they read all these things. So it is very familiar to them. So if you see the table, I'll just show you. So they have used this code first kind of, so they are coding the first kind of these these figurative languages. And then this is the song which they have written. Like if you see the song, I'll show you. Okay, it is, yeah, so it has started from here. I'll just circle this. So like you can see here, I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I sat quietly, agreed politely. And that is showing the condition of women. Like initially she was very scared, and she used to tolerate everything, agree to whatever demand is being made to her. And then again in the second stanza, you can see that I guess that I forgot I had a choice in the second one. I guess that I forgot I had a choice, so I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. Then again, you can see that in the third, you held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound like thunder gonna shake the ground. So this song also, you have seen that initially the lady is saying that she was very docile, and she was not standing for herself, but later, and you can see how the author has described that the first line, that I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath. So language is hyperbole, and meaning like waiting for something to happen. Again, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So will not will not doing something because of it will disturb the situation. So I said quietly, agreed politely, agree in everything that happened. She doesn't has a choice. And then I let you push me past the breaking point. So this is an idiom, and she's that author is saying that her boyfriend take control in everything they do. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. And then meaning is like she can't do anything. Again, if you come down, this was the transition, that you hear my voice, already brushing off the dust. So she was ready to stand up for herself. This, if you see this line, she was ready to stand up for herself. And then you hear my voice, you hear that sound. So she has a power that everyone could feel it. This one. And then again, like a thunder, she wants to show that she has a power. She was powerful and she was stronger than before. And she doesn't have anything, but in this time, she just want to show that she was ready to stand up by herself. So that was and I got the eye of the tiger. This was the sentence. This was a metaphor, and the author has explained it beautifully. That when she was compare her eyes and the tiger eyes, so it could be the personification due to she assigning her eyes with the eye of a tiger. And it is not the real meaning. Actually, the Peri doesn't have a tiger eyes. It means that she was stronger than she at the past, and she could see now nothing bad can happen to her. So this is just to show you that how the individual lines giving a meaning to it, and then writing everything, reviewing the literature, you can see. So she has again used the discussion also, like in data one. She has written all the memos, analytical memo, which it's written here with the reference. So that's one way. I just wanted to show you that even the qualitative study that is being done for a song also, and that is very innovative. So this was the analysis of figurative language in a raw song, Journal of English Language and Literature. So that was English language. That's why that was done like that. Okay. So now coming to another thing. So yesterday, I forgot to show one thing to you before I tell you the that part of coding process in the QDA. Let's see this too. So it is just one video. Okay.
When you have a lot of data from research, like interviews, focus groups, or field studies, how do you begin to analyse them? When we have a lot of qualitative data, essentially what we want to do is try to uncover themes in the data, and we do this by exploring similarities and relationships between different chunks of the data. This process is called thematic analysis. Now, there are many ways you can do a thematic analysis. I'm really into more visual means of analysing because I think it helps teams to see those similarities and relationships in the data more clearly. So I'm going to show you a very cheap and easy method of performing a thematic analysis in a very visual way. And all you need are these materials, which all UX teams have. So we're going to start off by printing your transcripts and field notes and going through and highlighting important sections that are relevant to your research question. I find this is a great activity to do with your team. You can run a team analysis session where you give each team member a transcript to read and highlight. They can also make notes in the margin of anything that comes to mind. Once complete, they then pass that transcript on to the next team member on their left and receive another transcript from the team member on their right. By the end of, say, 2 hours, everyone in your team is engaged with all the raw data, and you've just helped them to have a greater understanding and empathy for their users. Next, we want to cut out all the sections that have been highlighted, and you'll want to fix them onto stickies and get them up on a whiteboard or a wall. When you're cutting out sections of the transcript, it helps to cut out fairly large sections as opposed to really small sections like these, because you want to be able to look at the text and understand enough about the context. Also, make a note of the participant number on each sticky so that you can refer back to the full transcript if you need to. We now have all of these stickies on the whiteboard. What we want to do now is organise these in terms of what they're about. We're adding here what's called descriptive labels, so we're going to go through, group them and name the categories. Once we have our categories, we want to start thinking about how these all relate to each other. And this is the part that most people find the most difficult and also takes some time. So here I'm creating a new grouping because I can see multiple participants talking about approaching cooking in a very flexible way, wanting to throw ingredients together to make a successful dish, and also have ingredients that can be used in many different recipes. So I'm giving this grouping a new name to describe this finding. As we proceed in this way, some of these groups are going to collapse or expand, and we're going to give them new category names and describe those findings. So as you can see, this method is very visual and it can be done collaboratively with your team. You can learn more about this method of thematic analysis and other methods of analysis in our course on user interviews at our UX conference.
So this was just to show the way she has arranged the verbatim. She arranged all the similar looking thing together and then she named the category, overall category. So similarly, you can do here also, and that we'll see how to do that. So now I will show you the one more thing which I forgot yesterday to show, that was the transcript, how to this thing, questions. So you can see here that the way you receive any, if you are like leading the research and you have to see like how the interviewer is taking the interview. So you can again, I'll just show you, this is not the file. So maybe it is there in the date too. Okay. So this was not the one, I guess. There was one file where we have shown like this question was a leading question and that should not have been asked, something like that. Yes, I know that, but that was there in. I saw that file yesterday, probably. Okay, I'll see that and I'll tell you. Probably I'm not able to see. Yesterday I just saw that. That's why I planned that I'll show you people today, but this is not the one. Let me see whether it is there. Yes. It was in a PDF file. That's why I was searching for it in the Word document. That's why I was not able to show you. So can you see here, like this is a file and initial practice for the, because all of you have started practicing something in the field. Garima, what is the situation or the what is the stage? Have you people started doing the actual interview? No. Anyone from the team of that group which is going to conduct? Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you have
We have
started.
started.
In
No,
that
we have
case,
started.
it's better that one person should give you the feedback on the transcript, like what questions should have been asked and what question should have been avoided. Like this was one way which we did in one of the study where we were testing the acceptability of the RSV vaccine in the field. So in the case like the person has asked, how old are you? So this is a direct question. You can see here that the comment is like, it is a very straight question. So say something like that, that may I know which year you were born, or so there is a softer way of asking this. Again, this thing, this thing interviewer is asking, tell me something about your family. Where are you staying? What's your husband and how many people live in your house? So here also income was missed because we need to try to capture key questions provided in the tool guide. Being thorough with the guide will be helpful. Again, coming down. So like the interviewer is asking, you have a child, don't you? So this is a question which is like a leading question. Why such questions? Because we don't know what is the situation. So such questions should be avoided. Again, here if you see, what have you come for? So respondent is saying, we have come for antenatal checkup. So since the respondent has come for antenatal and also has a young child, it will be interesting to understand the perspective later during the interview for all three. So that was something related to very technical part. Again, if you can come down and see. Okay, so that image is not there. So it is just to show you that the lead researcher or the PI can look for initial interview process, because when you are actually conducting the interview, nobody will be there to supervise you. So how you are asking questions, because I said that in case of qualitative, if you don't have a rich data, then because the transcript which you see, which we have shown you yesterday, all those rich transcript about the school hell, or there was a son Barry and all those middle school episode, those were very rich transcript. So if you don't get the rich response from the participant or from the doctor, then you are not, how will you do the coding process, because you cannot code your own sentence. It is the participants' words and phrases and sentences which you are going to code. So this can be done from your end. Again, the PIN, just to review the transcript, the initial transcript. If you get the feedback on the initial transcript, the later interview will be improved. Otherwise, you will finish the whole study and then you cannot go back to those participants and ask them again. Are you getting my point? So it's better that you should get a feedback on your interview process by seeing the transcript. But this is possible only when you are doing the transcription process simultaneously. Otherwise, uh, you are done with the study and there is no scope of improvement. So we always say that initial transcript, like each researcher, like all of you who are going to conduct the interview, you should get the feedback of your interview process from a senior person who's experienced, so that your interview process will be improved. Again, one more thing, maybe that is for the, not for you people, but for the, yesterday we were discussing that you should have a log book of your data collection transcription. So this is one template of the logbook, which I was showing yesterday. Remember, we were showing in the chart editor that if you have an Excel sheet, you can directly copy paste it here. So this is a one Excel sheet for such large interviews, like it is a big project. So in that case, this is the common attribution. Attribution means it is the attribute coding. Attributes like the fields will be created based on these attributes like date of interview, state, district, place, site of interview, mode of interview, whether it was face to face or virtual. Because many times, because we conducted this during like COVID was just going and normal situation was normalizing. So few people they requested for virtual. So mode of interview, and again it is a good option. If somebody is sitting remote and if you want to interview, you can again connect like you people did over Zoom. Uh, how was your experience? Do you think that can be done all in the future also? What is your opinion? Yes, Brijesh, Dipender, or Sandeep? Yes, you have to say something. I don't know whether you are hearing or not. Anyone, you can type also if you don't want to say. Akanksha, yes, you can answer. Yes. So what were those limitations, Visheshwara?
Madam, that actually in Zoom, the eye to eye contact
Can
constantly
you
correct.
highlight those limitations?
Yes, madam. I'm audible, madam.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I was my this thing was. I'm so sorry. Can you repeat?
Yes,
Sorry.
madam. That while doing in-depth interview, the eye-to-eye contact in that online platform may be not possible for throughout the interview, or some
Again, it
distractions.
is not coming. Take a prior time, even that. What about the this Parvati? Do you want to say something? This was an unplanned one. If you plan it well, stable connection. Am I audible now? Yes. So Parvati, you were saying something with some limitations, like are you saying something and I'm not? Let me see. No, my this thing is okay because initially my setting. Okay. So what we have observed that even it was a good experience. Few people, there was an interview which was and Okay. Yes, on कर.
ये मेरा
So sorry for interruption. So these things can happen with virtual interview. You are taking the interview and in between there can be problem with the connection and it may go. So yes, that is one thing. Anybody wants to say something over this virtual interview process? Okay, so this is one way. I know that there are limitations and it is not as good as physical interview, but still if you want to capture someone's viewpoint and there is a problem like you cannot go or that person cannot give you a timing is as such that no, he's giving you time at maybe night or maybe during the evening and it is not possible for you to go, then you can have a virtual meeting also. And you can ask, but again, not for the poor patients and not for the lay person, definitely for doctors and administrator. Like in case of RSV, this was done with the state immunization officer and probably the superintendent, deputy superintendent of hospitals, etc. So that can be done. And then you can see that mode of audio recording or handwritten. So what do you think? Like we discussed this in the last session also, that if somebody is not giving you the permission to audio record the interview, you can simply try to write, obviously 2 people will be needed for that. And you can do the interview by taking notes. But again, that transcription, we will not say the transcription, but that completion of that note should be on the same day. And then coming to the name and gender, these are the other thing like name, gender, qualification, occupation, contact number. Now, what do you think that this contact number, we should take the contact number of respondent? Yes, what is your opinion on this? Haripriya is saying yes, but what about the other people from AIMS Bhopal? Anybody who can give their opinion on this? Should we ask for their phone number? So yes, like you can definitely ask very politely if they are ready to share their contact number. Then it is important because later during the transcription, if you find that there is something, yes, for follow-up, we will not say it as a follow-up because the qualitative generally not a follow-up study, but still there are 2 purposes can be served. First thing, if they want their member checking, remember we have talked about the member checking, that you show them the transcript. Obviously that will not be possible with a lay person because a lay person will not be able to even say that whatever they have said, and you are sharing to them and they'll read and they'll get back to you. But in case of a like administrator or like stakeholders who are like key interview, key persons for your interview, you can share your transcript with them. And for that also you may need their phone number and email also. And during the transcript process, if something is not very clear and you want to clarify again, then if you have got the phone number, you can call that person and you can again get some clarification over any issue. So you can ask about the phone number and then audio file name, the language of the audio file, then duration of the audio file. Duration is also very important because duration tells you roughly about how much time it will take in the transcription process. Then name of the interviewer, name of the note taker, then transcription status, whether completed, in process or not completed. This log book for data collection will help you to monitor the things, like what are the things which have done and what are the things which are still to be done. And then person responsible for then the name of the transcriber, date of the transcription, then transcript file name, and then person responsible for quality check. So what is this quality check? Yes, anyone? Anyone can say like what is a quality check?
white equals yellow or red equals yellow.
So quality check is basically audio recording. For checking the transcript. Yes, Akanksha, you are right. Basically, Sujit, what we do, like that's why we have asked you to make the transcript in the 5 minutes slot, so that yes, a proofreading you can say, but you cannot do the whole thing because that's a difficult task to read the whole transcript again and check it. So what you can do, you can check the sections, like initial section, then in between sections. So you can check for the initial like 3 minutes, and then you can check in the middle part. Maybe you can check the last 4-5 minutes. So out of that 25 minutes or 30 minutes interview, you can check total of 5 to 7 minutes. That, and if the person has done well in those 5 to 7 minutes, then you can think that overall he has done a good, because transcription, again, you are giving meaning because they will be saying in Hindi or any local language, and you are interpreting that. So that takes a lot of, initially you will try because you have to convert it into English. And don't ever do that Google translation, because Google translation is never, it is a fiasco. If you try doing that, you will end up in a great soup. So we advise that in our daily language, like the way we speak Hindi and the way we speak English. So person who is good in both the thing, English and Hindi, he should do the transcription process. That's again a very important process, because again we say that if you put the garbage in, there will be garbage out. That we say for the quantitative. Again, that same is true for the qualitative. If the transcript is not reflecting the participant's voice, then you cannot make all those codes, category, theme, everything. It's just a waste of your energy and time. So please focus on the initial process, which we discussed on the phase 1. You don't have to rush through the thing just to be on time. Yes, you take your own time, but again, the quality should be maintained, and that quality check, because there are multiple people who are doing the transcription and all this process. I don't know how it is getting done, but it should be checked. So that was one thing which I wanted to show, that there should be a log book for this data collection process. Now coming to this. So this was again the other file. I'll show you the. So all of you, I hope all of you have downloaded the QDA and uploaded the, imported the file in that. Yes? Because we could not talk yesterday. Okay, so Akanksha is saying yes. Okay, so good. We'll practice today. So now we discussed yesterday regarding the overall how we import it. So again, to summarize, this project is for like there are few options here, and then this is a case. You can see, you can add or append, delete. Again, these options. Then you can have variable, and we have done yesterday about how to add variable, and this option of spreadsheet editor also we have seen how to make a spreadsheet, because then this case will be read like that. We'll see that. So this was for the data arrangement. So we are just preparing this for our coding, and you can see here that this is the code. This is the code section which is appearing here. So I will start with this. So what was the initial step? What have we discussed? That you have to code before you start coding. There's a process known as the pre-code. So pre-code means you have to go 2-3 times to the transcript, try highlighting something, encircling something, and then you do the start on the QDA. So like I'll just show you how we do the process. So like this is an interview of a healthcare provider, and here it is writing since when you have been practicing here. So he's saying he's an orthopedic surgeon. This you can see here, that orthopedic surgeon, and the age is 40-year male. So we are asking like from where you started. So he's saying that after MS I started. So I'm going through the transcript, After post-graduation, I worked 6 months at Apollo Hospital. Then I worked in Delhi government for 1 year. And then I worked in IGMS Patna for 3.5 years. And then I started doing my private practice here. So this was his overall. So initially what we discussed yesterday. So right now you have to, don't give too much of your thinking process now in the first cycle coding. Whatever rough thing it is coming to your mind, only code that. So if by these lines I may write, I'll select this, and then there is a icon here, which is a green icon. Or you can go to this code. So first go to this code and click this add code. So if you click add code, this thing will come. A window will come where you can see there is a code name. To give your code name, you have to select one category also. And this color is showing that it will be this code, the bracket will be in red color. We'll see that. So maybe I want to give this name of the code as work experience. And work experience, then I may write here under the category. So initially because I'm going inductively. So there are two things. Yesterday we discussed about the deductive framework versus inductive framework. So if you have got already a framework where you have got category, then you can name the category. But here we are going inductively. We don't have any ready-made category now. So what I will do, I will just, I may write category 1 or unspecified category. I don't know, because category I may name later. Initially, I'm just coding, and later I may think like, how will I make the category? And then this color is red. Now description, we have read about the description. So you may write here the description that this code is formed to gather the total number of work experience. So you can write the description, or if you are, why this description is important. Yes, even if you don't write it, if you write this description, if somebody else is going through the file, he will be clear that what has gone to your mind when you were forming that code. So that's why, no, this is not memo, Ria. Memo will come soon. Memo will come. This is not memo. This is just the code description, because again, but this description of code also help you. That memo is when you make a category, right? When you are forming the category together, or you can also write this in the form of a memo, but that we write in the code section. So I have done this as add, and then I have closed this. But if you start like this, then you have to double click this part, then only this will appear. So you can see here, this work experience has appeared here. You can do the same action by this icon also. Can you see an icon here? This one. There is a green pen with plus. So this tells you about the that you are forming a code. This is for a new code. And the other one, if you want to recode, use the same code, then you can use this pen. Okay. So this was the one. Now coming what Ria was saying regarding the analytical memo. So now work experience, if by reading this, if I think that he has got a good work experience, like working in diverse situation, like good institution like Delhi and maybe IGMS Patna. So what I will write here, you just right click this, and there is a section known as the comment. Can you see this? So this, yeah, there is a appearance of a small window, and this is your reflection. If your color is yellow, this is reflection. Then if you click this green color, this will show this is to keep. Then this is to show to further discuss. Like if you are confused, whether, and if you want to discuss it with someone, then you can put it in green color. This is to need review. Like if you want to review this again, you can do this. This is warning. Warning means again, maybe, I don't know why this warning is there, but warning to whom? And then coming here, this is miscellaneous. Like if you are not finding any of these things fitting, but generally what we use, like reflection, what I use, it is the reflection, and then to further discuss. And maybe if you need to revise also, then you can use this purple, need review. So these three are most importantly done. Need review, like if I'm not very sure, if I want to discuss, or else if you remember it, but by color coding, because this overall process will take around 2 to 3 months, doing the transcription and then coding process and then categorization process. It's a slow process. Yesterday we have done, we have read about the attributes of a good coder. And in that, remember perseverance. It was very important. So perseverance and patience in the coding process. So this is their reflection. So you have to write, I may write here that the doctor has worked in good setup like Delhi and IGIMS. And then again, I can write like IGIMS is a premier institute which has got a good exposure. So the doctor must be an experienced and skillful person. So maybe this was my reflection over this code. And then again, we wrote that you should write the date also. So date, you can write here, or this is the actually individual. So what is today? So I can write here like 11 to 23. And then you can close this. So once you have written a memo, you can see there is an appearance of a yellow color band with this. So it is showing you that it is work experience, and date is 11 to 23. By giving the date to it, it helps you in analyzing your own analytical memo, because we were discussing that how our analytical process will also change at the end of probably 2 to 3 months, because right now we are thinking, and then you have to dig deep inside yourself about your thought process, because I said that these software will only help you in organizing your data. The thinking, this software cannot do the thinking process. Remember, this is in contrast to the quantitative. In quantitative, we only have to interpret. No, if the table has come, if the p-value has come, then what is the confidence interval? We only have to interpret the result. But in qualitative, no. While you are forming the result, the whole analytical process has to be done simultaneously. So it is not something like you just insert, you import the data and then you click the output and then you get the result. So that's why we remember Harvey said that it is not like ringing the tile, that you ring the tile and the whole code will come on the floor. No, you have to see individually. So have you understood this? How we code a particular section and how to reflect upon that if there are any. It is not always necessary that you will have a reflection, but generally you will have something going on in your mind while you are reading that transcription. And so you are creating two things simultaneously, brick and mortar. Because he said that when you join together these two, then only there will be formation of a building. So analytical memo has, like, it is as important as code. It is not only the code, because what we do, like we form, like we also used to do that. We also conducted few studies where we only wrote the code and then categorized it, described it and published it. But no, as an initial thing, it is okay, like for the few, but again, writing analytical memo, that is your reflection, is very important along with formation of a code. So this was one thing. And then you can see here, this category, there will be appearance of category here. We have not named any category, but like I have written the work experience. Then coming to here, again, I said that you don't code the interviewer sentence. Like this interviewer, I will not code. What I'll code, I'll only code the R part. So now I like, if I ask, like, you share your overall work experience wherever you work. That's the question I asked. So like then he is saying that I am sharing my private practice experience here, because he has worked in Delhi government also, and Apollo Hospital also, and IGMS also. But he's sharing only the private practice experience here. And he's saying that I see approximately 5 to 6 patients at Assam Ortho Hospital. And this hospital, I see 3 to 4 patients daily with an indication of major operative need. When I go to Mokama, that is a periphery here, for 2 days in a week, I approximately see 130 patients total in 2 days, 60 in one day and 70 in the second day. And sometimes it is between 50 to 60 patients. So by seeing what thing is clicking to your mind. So reflection, I see that there is a too much patient load in the periphery, because in Mokama, he is seeing 60 to 70 patients in a day. Whereas in urban area, he is only seeing 5 to 6 patients in a day. So that is the like maybe burden at the rural area, and so much of health facility in the urban area. That's why the patient, they got distributed to many people, and he's seeing less patients at the urban area. So maybe what I can form a code here, that I may do a descriptive coding, and I may, again, I will click this green, because if you click this, it will come. What will be the code name? I may write here that like unequal distribution, yeah, load, unequal load, patient load. It is not load, it is patient load in urban and rural area. Now, I'm not wasting my time in finding a suitable word. Maybe you can do it in the second iteration. Right now, I'm not bothered that I'll sit with the dictionary and I'll search for an appropriate word to replace this overall sentence. That is your second step. So right now, I'm only coding whatever is coming to my mind. In the first instance, I'm just writing that, because if you, like, from the beginning, if you sit with the dictionary and keep on looking for the words, the overall process will become very boring and you will not continue for many hours. So what I recommend, that you just start in a very simple manner. Whatever is coming to your mind in the first go, just write that. And then right now I am just putting it in category 1. I don't know where to put. Later we can merge the code and see. And then color is red. So I have written here. And then again, again, now what will I do? I may do like write a memo. So I will right click this and I will write the comment. So I may write here that the patient load in the rural area, because I know that Mokama is a rural area. In the rural area is very high, and there is poor patient-doctor ratio. Doctor-patient ratio. or what all we can write, or again I can write that maybe that's why, yeah, the doctor is going for 2 days. The doctor is going for 2 days in the rural area to make a client base, as he is seeing less patient in the urban area. Okay, and then again you may write in the beginning the date. So the date is again 11/2/23, and just close this. So again you can see that there is an appearance of a yellow color. Again you can come down. So now next question is how much time you spent with each patient. So he said that I spent 15 minutes to each patient. At least I examine him and take his history. So again, what I will write. So my reflection is consultancy time probably. So this is the consultancy time. So I will code it as consultancy time. And again, you can write the description, but I'm not writing it maybe. And then again, consultancy time, it is, my reflection is like 15 minutes. Maybe I can write like 15 minutes per patient in urban area. Maybe that could have striked me there only, that in rural area, if he's seeing 60 to 70 patients, so my further interrogation should be like, what is the time in the rural area? Because rural area, if giving 15 minutes per person, 60 patients multiplied by 50, that will be too much of time. So even the doctor is not realizing that what he's saying. So 15 minutes per patient in urban area. Urban area is satisfactory, or you can write. And then again, if it is coming to your mind, you may write it that I should have asked the question like, what is the time given in rural area, as 15 minutes per patient seems to be very ambitious, as he is seeing 60 patients in a day. So is it okay? And like, do not focus on maybe spelling, or if you are while typing, if you are missing out something, that's okay. Like you can see, when I was also typing, because your thought process is going on, and while typing you may miss, or you may misspell, or that error can be there, but you just have to finish your thought process. Otherwise, if you are focusing too much on all those grammatical thing, that will vanish. That thought process will vanish. So the main aim of the analytical memo is to capture your thought. You're fleeting, because thoughts are very fleeting. No, like we are talking to someone and we have something in our mind, and if someone interrupts us, we especially me, I forget like what I was supposed to say. Many times it happens. Maybe not less with the younger people. I don't know, but it's just the focus thing. So it may be there as this thing that always try to do coding when you are very peaceful and you can like think and not in a very chaotic environment. You should not be there. So you should like whatever time. There are many people who find like morning time as a better time. There are many people who find evening or night, late night as a better this thing. So it is up to you. But whatever is the time you think that you can focus well, that time should be kept for the coding process, not a very hectic day where many people are coming and disturbing you, and then your thoughts will be fleeting and you will not be able to focus. It is only this qualitative, this thing needs focus if you want some very good outcome. Otherwise, like if you just want qualitative, descriptive, you just want to describe the codes and put it in category and present it, that's okay. For the beginners, that's okay. But if you want to go one step ahead in qualitative, then all those traits and all those process thing that is required, the way it has to be done. So this is again my reflection. And again, I may enter this and again, I may write the date over it. So this date was again today, that is the 11/2/23. And then I'll close that. So can you see, this is how we do the coding, and it is getting populated here, like category, it starts appearing. Now there will be many codes. Once I've just started and you can see there are 3 codes. Again, if I read this by the length of this, you can see that this is a rich transcript. Like at least the person has said 4 or 5 lines. So if the person has said 4, 5, 6 lines, that you can say that it is okay, at least it is a rich transcript. So he is saying that it is initial. Again, you have to think about your central phenomena here. I am coding now just to show the overall process of coding. But I don't know whether these things will be utilized or not. But even if like initial thing, as a beginner coder, you code n number of code because you can later on delete it. Because later on you're not going to the transcript and reading it again. So even if you are coding something which you are thinking that no, I don't know whether it will be used or not, there will be many codes which will not be used in your final report. But there's no problem with that. At least you are going in a process, and by this you are not going to miss any important information. So that's why we advise you to code as many, have as many codes as possible. And later on you can think of like merging the codes or making a bigger code out of a smaller code, something like that. And then there is like, what is the history, from where they have taken the treatment, what investigations are done. Then I spend 5 minutes to examine the patient if he's suffering from knee arthritis, why this disease happened. Then I explain to them the probable cause of the arthritis and all those things. So this is again, I may write that this is the consultancy, maybe the quality consultancy or the quality of the patient care. So I may go again and I may write here that the quality of consultancy. I have first tried to give this consultancy time, and then I am writing here the quality of consultancy. And again, I have pressed OK. So you can see this whole section that has been selected as a code. And I have kept all these as a red. You can use other color coding also, but no problem. Right now, you can go with a single color, because if you apply too many options, you may get confused later. Again, now there are a few other options. If I select this code, and if you go to this, if I right click this, so can you see that there is a section of comment and then there is a section of resize. So resize, if you click this resize, you can see like there are 2 options here. There is a start of the segment and there is an end of the segment. So if you want to increase the length of the excerpt which you have selected, if you click this start of the segment, then you can see this is going up. Can you see? This is going up, this color. It is selecting more. If you write it at the end of the segment, this thing, and if you like keep on pressing it, this will get selected. So by the end of the segment and start of the segment, this increases the length of the verbatim being selected. Again, if you want to decrease it, you can use this option of this is for the increase, this is for the decrease. So if you like keep on pressing this will be decreased. You can see that. And again, similarly with this section. So this option is for the same. Again, you can see that there's an option of color coding also, and there's an option of recode also. So if you click this, if you want to recode, you can select any other code from this. Like maybe later on, I will merge this consultancy time and consultancy quality together in consultancy, and I will make these two together as a consultancy. But right now, I'm not doing that. So I'm just coding whatever word is coming to me or whatever jargon or phrase is coming to me, I'm doing that. So these are the few commands. Again, if I want to recode this, maybe recode this to consultancy time, which is already there. Recode, no, sorry, use the already previous code. So I will select this option, and this is the quality of consultancy. So the same, this thing is getting selected. If you think that, no, this was not the, I want some other code, so you can remove this code, and again, you can start with some other name of the code. So have you understood the process? How we do because we were discussing the analytical memo, how to write the analytical memo. So right now, I am only writing the analytical. Writing an analytical memo has got many stages. Okay. Analytical memo is not something which is done at single stage. While I am taking the interview, and after the end of the interview process, you have to write your memo. While you are transcribing and doing the coding, you have to write the memo. While you are categorizing it, right? I said now that maybe I can merge this consultancy time and quality of consultancy together. So I may write here that since consultancy time and quality of consultancy are related to each other, so I am putting these two codes together and I'm making a bigger code, that is the consultancy. And that is my analytical memo, because that is going in my brain while I am merging these codes. So again, analytical memo is the dumping ground of your brain. Whatever is going into your brain while you are doing the data analysis or the coding process, you have to keep taking that notes. So you have to capture that. And that's the part of that's the only significant thing apart from making code. So only coding is not analysis, writing analytical memo. And later you will see that you have to merge these two together. Then you will not be having any problem in writing the discussions. And you will see that your manuscript will go as long as 7,000, 8,000 words. Okay. So have you understood this process? Then we may go to the breakout room and okay, I'll show. But do you want any command to be repeated or to be shown again? Anyone? No one is saying anything today. Garima is saying no, means it is okay, all the commands okay. If it is okay, then we are okay. Sujit is saying repeat.